Okay, it's about, I don't know, 6 in the evening. I've just got back from work and I'm going to see what Shane's up to on Paikea today. Without dropping everything in the water. Here he is. The laminating table now. So these are shelves for our bedroom. So I'm just going to, I'm going to take down here, see if any of this footage is any good. So this is what Shane's been up to. So these shelves here, and he's now laminating these ones so he can put them in. It's looking good. Still polyester resin and microspheres. And a fumed silica. Well, there you go. So there's a mix going on there. So there's a little bit of structural integrity needed.
No, the silica gives it a more smooth consistency.
Okay, so we're after consistency here. All right, well, I'm going to pop this on time lapse, yeah? So this is finishing off shelving in the aft cabin there.
Yeah, I didn't put these on last night, so I've got to glue them on now and laminate over them.
Oh, okay, so there's a little bit of catch up there. Ayden, tell me, what have you been up to? Tell me what it is. What was this piece of foam that you've been working on?
Turning foam into floor.
Yeah, so you've had to, Dad cut it out? Did Dad do the scribing?
No.
So you had to cut it cut it to shape, did you?
Mm-hmm.
And then I see you put a bevel on it as well, so to fit in the edges.
Yes. This is a little too far out.
Okay, so you're going to send that back. Highly technical handful.
Yeah, my scoop's in the other bucket.
Okay, playing Spotify.
Look at this thing. And remember, viewers, do not try and lick any of that glue. It might not be good for your health. This, on the other hand, is good for your health.
Okay, moving forward, we're going to see if Aiden's floor fits. These boys are not motivated to do any sanding.
Nope.
Why would we? Because it's your floor! Whose mask is that down there?
I don't know. Is it covered in pink dust?
Most likely
Oh,
so.
it's
One's
broken.
broken. Okay, that's your rubbish bin, is it?
Oh yeah.
So close though, boys! So close! Alright, Aiden, this is the floor that Aiden's cut out. And he's getting it fit correctly. Do you want to go get Dad and ask him, or is there? Okay. All right. Good luck.
Gotta love a wide view. So, what am I doing? This is my back table. What am I back bagging? Well, I'm back bagging the table. Bit ridiculous, seems, but finally I got round to actually just bagging the table. So I've envelope bagged it. The envelope bag means that there is actually a bag all the way around the part, so it's in an envelope, strangely enough, hence it's an envelope bag. But it's a two-piece envelope bag. There's a top and a bottom bag, with the intention that I'll actually leave the bottom bag so that if I need to infuse something, I can remove the top bag, which is the red one, and then leave the bottom one, which is the green one. It says green for go, red for stop. And what I'm doing is I'm actually bagging the whole thing to check my table integrity, but more importantly, I'm actually finally bagging down my Teflon coating. So I had issues with when I'd make a vacuum and there's a bridge in it, it would actually lift my Teflon off the plywood, which is not good. So hence I've set it up with an envelope bag so that we're always clamping and not pulling air through the plywood and wanting to lift the Teflon off the table. So this means that I'm now compressing the bag properly. Compressing the table properly. And with the table being squished properly, it means I'm actually squishing the glue on the underside of the Teflon properly into the plywood. So hopefully we don't get too much lift off if I'm bridging bags, but I'm going to leave the bag on the bottom so that if there is any air that leaks through the table, then it's caught. So that's the highly technical thing for today. Envelope bagging the table.
So the overseer.
How much vacuum we got?
We've got like 2 of the black indicators from -30.
So what's that?
-28?
It's kicked. That's the end. That's what we got. It was a bit of a disaster, wasn't it?
Where was the duct tape when we needed it?
Yeah, look at that. Whole tube just split open on us.
Oh my god.
Under the bag, through the tacky tape, out the other side. So it was letting air in everywhere. There was no buenos.
Okay, so I've just got home from work and I've come into Paikea to see what Shane and the boys are up to. And my saloon table has another, looks like an infusion project, and I know that because there's this going on and this is all clamped off ready for something. So is this floor for Aiden, for Harry's room?
Yep, it's well, bathroom in between.
For that small room that you guys were pulling apart.
Yeah, that
Okay.
episode.
So tell me, why are you infusing this part and not just vacuum bagging it, Shane?
Because you get better parts being infused, and wet laminating 2.5 kilos of part is not fun.
Sounds a bit laborious. Okay, I got it.
Turn off the vacuum.
Okay, so that's a noise I can hear. Is that vacuum pump? So you get the bag all ready.
Tell me what.
And are we actually sucking down at the moment?
Slowly.
So it's a slow vacuum on.
That pump's taking the air out.
And you're just checking for holes, correct?
Well, not yet. It's just getting all the bag ready.
I've got to manoeuvre the bag around all the geometry first.
Okay, so this is making sure that there are pleats where there should be pleats and sitting flat where you want it to sit flat.
And making sure it goes in the corner, making sure that the resin feed hose is up and off the job so it doesn't print in the job.
This is the resin feed hose here, isn't it? This is the one that you've got clamped off.
Yeah, it's part of it. And then it turns into this spiral wrap
Yeah.
that's going around the part.
Okay, so you don't want that sitting on
I
the actual
don't
part.
want that sitting on the part. Contrary to what 90% of people do, they actually just have the spiral wrap vacuum to the part. And it leaves this great big W shape on the part. That's horrendous. So I don't do that. I put the hose up in a flag. And then that flag.
Show me your flag. That's a flag.
Oh, Aiden made some flag. He's got some flag.
Oh, Aiden, tell me what you've done.
What?
This. That's it. It's a flag.
What's a flag?
Thing that you've been making.
You've been making a flag, apparently.
Oh. Yeah, this.
What is it? So what did you do?
So that netting there, because the
Oh, you
This.
hand sewing it, are you? Is that why you wanted my sewing machine?
you see this here?
Yeah.
It's got all those little gaps in, so the resin will flow in there and leak out. But it's got a bunch of the netting here that allows the resin to still flow through it,
Okay, pump on again.
and pretty much allows the resin to flow in between that,
Oh, okay.
so it can actually spread out.
So if we're looking
But
here, hopefully you can see that. So what Aiden's saying is that the resin goes in here and it
Goes in through there.
goes out through the gaps, but then the netting part here is allowing something for it to sort of travel down through onto the actual
Instead of
job.
being, the plastic here squeezing it, so it gets stuck.
Ah, so it's like a,
Transfer medium.
yeah, there you go, transfer medium.
Yeah.
Ah, that was your job today, huh?
I didn't know it was called a flag though.
Vacuum pump on.
Harry's sort of turning vacuum pump on and then turning it off and then turning it on, so it's not just a turn it on and go, is it? You're taking your time and making sure that it's all where it should be before you're introducing
Seal those leaks, please.
any resin.
Yeah, so the beauty with Infusion is that there's no resin involved until you make the resin involved. Okay, turn it off again, Harry. So I have all the time in the world, as far as a part goes with no resin in it, to get my bag exactly how I want it, to also get the bag to seal properly. So I spend the time getting all of these parts up off the job, making sure that the flow medium's about where I want it, making sure that the that the bag is pushed right into the corners.
Oh, you're letting some out now. Is that
Yeah.
because you're not happy?
Yeah, I've got to be able to move it. So I've got to get this bit of spiral wrap here up off the job, because this is actually vacuum and not resin. So I've actually got crisscrossing vacuum and resin areas. So I've got to make sure that
Yeah, there's a lot going on here,
they
Shane.
don't connect. There's plenty going on there. It's very important that I have a bag seal between them. They can be close together, but they can't actually be in direct contact with each other. Okay, turn the vacuum back on again, please, Henry.
Oh, I see. So you've got it going down there, but there actually is a bit of a, they're not touching.
Yeah. There's actually a vacuum sealed bag between that and that.
It hasn't got you haven't got your flag on there. That's not a problem in the center.
This is a vacuum hose. This is not a resin hose.
Ooh.
Okay, so this is actually quite an advanced infusion layout. This is not your beginner setup.
So you have two hoses. One is vacuuming it, and the other is bringing the resin in.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay. You want to just open that hose for me quickly, Harry?
I'll get Harry to do that.
Yeah. Take the clamp off, and then just open the hose. Yeah, full noise. Okay, clamp off.
The big jobs.
There you go again.
Oh, another one.
Ready? 3,
Yeah.
2, 1.
Okay, clamp off. Or close off. Okay, put the clamp on. Okay, let it out. Okay, clamp off. Close off.
So, in terms of time spent fiddling with your advanced vacuum infusion bag
Yeah,
versus a wet laminate,
yeah. Okay, open again, Harry.
I feel like time-wise you're probably about the same.
Yeah, close.
You're just not playing with sticky resin stuff
Yeah.
as much.
As far infusion is generally takes a little bit longer as a rule of thumb, but the part and the product is far superior if you get it right. Okay, so what you can see here is that I've got the time to get all these corners in tight. I've got time to get everything in the right place. I've got time to sort it out. Now the issue is that it does take time to get that all sorted out. So the big difference, if you've got a wet lam going on, you don't have the time, so you don't do it. So wet lam, you're dictated by the gel time of your resin, and if your gel time's short, then your lamination job is going to be short. But 99% of the time, what happens is the quality suffers.
You know, when Dad's at
Okay, open,
3, 2, 1.
close. Okay, it's off the job. Alright, that's all good.
I'm gonna set this up so we can do a bit of a time lapse of your infusion then, Shane.
This one's going to be fast, you won't need a time lapse.
Oh, okay.
So I bought some new resin because I needed some more resin. Couldn't get any infusion polyester, and I wasn't using infusion polyester before, so that was a big problem. Could only get infusion vinyl ester, so we've stepped the game up quite a bit as far as mechanical and well, not so much mechanical as far as elongation is concerned, and HDT of the floor. So this floor we could paint black. The big thing is the resin that we have now, the viscosity is approximately 1/3 of what the viscosity of the other parts that we've been infusing with. So it's been a bit of a nightmare infusing the other parts.
The big differences are hand laminating resin has very different requirements to the infusion resin, because hand laminating resin needs to have a thixotropic additive put into it, so that when you're laminating on a vertical surface, the up and down one, not a horizontal surface like this, that when you put the resin in the cloth, it doesn't all what we call drain out, just all the resin just drains out and falls down to the bottom of the part. Okay, so they put additives in there to make it not flow. Okay, real important, that it does not want to flow. So all it's got to do is flow through the thickness of the glass, which is only 0.2 to maybe 1 mil thick, right? So it's only got to flow a very short distance through the thickness of the glass, right? It also generally has a slightly quicker gel time, but depending on what you get. If you've got an infusion resin, now this is really important difference. An infusion resin doesn't have those thixotropic additives in it, and they want it to be as runny as possible because it's got to flow through everything.
Decanting resin, there's 90% of the problem of bubbles. Okay, we don't want bubbles. Bubbles are an enemy of the whole infusion process, so we don't want to put them into the resin if we don't have to.
We are literally lurching around now in the wind. Oh, you're going to do both of them at the same time? Ooh. You reckon it's going to go that quick, huh?
Yeah. Okay, so the stirring process. There's just stirring without going crazy and introducing bubbles. About 10 past 8.
Yeah.
Okay, chuck the hose in. Okay, are you ready? Okay, you be ready to control the flow as well. So this one should go quite fast.
Ew.
That's a bit faster than the last one, eh?
Yeah.
That's what I mixed. Ooh, bubbles everywhere.
Well, I don't think you're going to need that extra emergency kilo.
On this part, only a couple 100 mil, but when we're infusing big boats, we'll infuse up to 1/2 meter at a time. So that's 1/2 meter of fiberglass that's got to weave its way through, which is really hard. So we need the viscosity to be low, and we need our gel time and our gel profiles to be slightly different, where we want them to stay liquid, 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 then bam, they go hard.